A hot waitress in the town of South Amboy, New Jersey named Violet Sanford is a young and talented songwriter who dreams of moving to New York City and getting her music recorded, and she's on her way to make them true. On her last day in South Amboy, her friends force her to sing a song at the pub. She's nervous, so they join her. Her father, Bill, is protective, believes New York is dangerous, and fears Violet may be disappointed if her dream does not come true. Violet's best friend, Gloria, however, encourages her to leave home and follow her ambition. Gloria believes that Violet has too much talent to remain hidden in a small town. After saying goodbye to her father, Violet packs her belongings, takes her keyboard and demo tapes, and leaves for New York City. Gloria drops her to her new apartment. It's in a terrible state. Looking at it, Gloria gives her some cash, telling her she can use it when she needs it later, and keeps it in the freezer so no one can find it. Violet begins visiting recording companies and music offices. She carries her demo tapes from one place to another, hoping someone will give her a chance. Instead, she is ignored, rejected, or told that the right person is unavailable. Every rejection makes her more discouraged, but she continues trying because she believes her dream is worth the struggle. She spends her evenings writing songs and practicing on her keyboard, but she has one serious problem. She cannot perform in front of people. Whenever she imagines an audience watching her, fear takes control. At one club, Violet sees someone who appears to be connected to the music industry. She wants to approach him and introduce herself. A bartender jokingly tells her that he's Kevin O'Donnell, the band manager. So Violet approaches him and immediately begins explaining her songwriting dreams to Kevin, before realizing that she's been tricked. Kevin is actually a chef at the club. Goes with it until his boss calls on him. He finds the situation amusing, but Violet feels humiliated. She leaves the club angry and embarrassed, convinced that New York is full of people who do not take her seriously. He follows her and tries to flirt with her, but she ignores him. The next day, Violet visits some more recording companies, and the receptionist tells her to go to an open mic instead of wasting her time there. So she does. She's up next. She gets on stage, but freezes and walks out. When she returns to her apartment, her situation becomes even worse. She discovers that someone has broken in and stolen many of her belongings and her cash in the freezer, leaving her with very little money and no reliable income. She understands that she cannot continue searching for music opportunities unless she finds a job first. Later, Violet visits an all-night diner. There she notices 3 confident women carrying large amounts of cash. They're dressed attractively and are just having fun. Violet asks the waiter who they are. He tells her they are coyotes, and they bartend at a famous nightclub called Coyote Ugly. He explains that Coyote Ugly is not an ordinary bar. The bartenders dance on the counter, entertain the customers, pour drinks, manage fights, and turn every night into a performance. The work is exhausting, but the women earn excellent tips. Violet goes to Coyote Ugly. There she meets Lil, the owner of the bar, who asks her to come for an audition on Friday. Lil is completely in control of the noisy crowd around her. She immediately notices that Violet is nervous. Violet tries to appear brave, but she has no experience working behind a bar and feels uncomfortable in the wild atmosphere. Lil tells her that there are 2 rules. Don't date a customer, and don't get her boyfriend to the bar, or else she'll get fired on the spot. The girls that she saw earlier are dancing on the bar counter, and it's wild. Lil tells her to join them, but she can't. Her first audition goes badly. She struggles to serve the customers and does not know how to respond when they begin shouting and flirting with her. The other coyotes move around the bar with confidence, while Violet is confused and doesn't know what to do. Lil doesn't seem impressed, gives her some cash for the night and sends her away. Then a fight suddenly breaks out between 2 customers. Instead of running away, Violet throws herself into the middle of the argument, managing to separate the men and stop the fight before it becomes dangerous. Lil realizes that Violet may not know how to work the bar yet, but she has courage. She gives Violet another chance. She tells Cammy, one of the experienced coyotes, to take Violet shopping for clothes suitable for the job. Violet feels uncomfortable wearing short skirts and revealing outfits at first, but she gets used to it. During her second audition, Violet tries to prove that she can handle the pressure. However, a man asks for Lil and orders water. It's a rule to spray the people who don't buy drinks, but ask for water at the bar. So she sprays him with water. But little does she know that he's the fire marshal there to inspect the bar. The situation turns into a disaster, and Lil receives a $250 fine. Lil tells Violet that she can keep the job only if she earns the fine money back in one night. Violet has no idea how she will raise $250, but she refuses to give up. Suddenly, Kevin appears at the bar. Violet decides to use him to make the money. She auctions him to the women in the club, promising them a few minutes of his attention. Kevin is shocked. He tells Violet that she has embarrassed him and that she now owes him. Violet agrees that she will repay him by going on 4 dates with him. After her shift, she sees Kevin waiting to take her for breakfast. She sees him buying something shadily at the store. She's irked a little, but guess what? It's really a rare comic book, which she finds cute and nerdy about him. The date's fun as they watch the stars on the hood of his car. They get talking. She tells Kevin that she's not a singer but a songwriter, and she cannot perform in front of people. She freezes. They chat cutely until Kevin rushes her, saying they'll be late. Late to what? He takes her to his second job that's unloading fish from the tubs. She says she's not going to do it, but immediately gets to it when he tells her he'll split the money with her. He drops her home and they kiss. Her first real shift at Coyote Ugly is overwhelming. The customers shout for drinks, flirt with the bartenders, and constantly try to cross the line. Violet struggles to keep up with a fast pace. The other coyotes teach her how to survive. They show her how to pour drinks quickly, how to deal with rude customers. With every shift, Violet becomes stronger. She learns how to throw drinks across the bar and how to make customers listen to her. She also begins to enjoy the attention. At Coyote Ugly, she is forced to speak loudly, move confidently, and take up space. One night, the bar becomes completely chaotic. The music is loud, the customers are shouting, and everyone is demanding attention, and someone's taking pictures of the girls dancing. Suddenly, police come in and Lil rushes to them. A fight breaks out, the bouncer is trying to sort it out, and a man pulls one of the girls dancing on the bar top as she screams for help. But instead of freezing, Violet climbs onto the bar and begins singing the song playing. The crowd calms down. Violet dances, sings, and moves across the counter with unexpected confidence. The other coyotes join her, and the entire bar turns into a wild performance. She is simply enjoying herself. Lil watches the performance carefully. She realizes that Violet has finally discovered the confidence she needs. From that night onward, Violet officially becomes one of the coyotes. As Violet becomes more comfortable at the bar, she and Kevin grow closer. Their 4 dates gradually become something more meaningful. Kevin continues teasing her, but he also recognizes her talent. One day, Kevin arranges for his club's keyboard on a cute setup for Violet to perform in front of him. He tells her that she should start singing alone. Her fear is connected to her late mother, who once dreamed of becoming a singer, but never fulfilled that dream. Violet worries that she may fail in the same way, but Kevin tells her that she must stop allowing fear to make decisions for her. Instead of singing, she strips to make him nervous, just to show him how nervous she gets, and they make love. Kevin books a gig for her to sing at a club where the people in the music industry hang. She says no at first, but he convinces her not to let her stage fright win. She goes to meet her dad. He asks her about her job at the bar, and she doesn't tell him much. One day, Bill sees a newspaper photograph of Violet dancing on the bar. He is shocked and travels to New York. And when he enters Coyote Ugly, he sees Violet and the other women dancing on the counter while pouring water over themselves vulgarly. Bill believes that Violet has embarrassed herself and abandoned the values he taught her. Violet tries to explain that the job has helped her become more confident. She tells him that she is earning money, but Bill refuses to listen. He is angry that she hid the job from him. When Violet calls him later, Bill refuses to speak with her. Violet feels guilty for disappointing her father, but she also feels that Bill doesn't understand who she is becoming. Violet tells Lil she's got to leave early for the gig Kevin booked for her to perform her songs at a high-end music club. He believes that someone from the music industry may finally hear her. Violet is excited because this is the chance she's been waiting for since arriving in New York. However, Lil refuses to let Violet leave Coyote Ugly during a busy night. The bar is crowded and Lil insists that Violet must stay and work. Violet is trapped at the bar. She calls Kevin and says she won't make it. Kevin has risked his valuable comic book while arranging the event, and he loses it when Violet fails to appear. Later, Kevin comes to the bar and sees a customer harassing Violet. Kevin confronts him, and the argument quickly turns into a fight. She asks him to stop doing all this and ends their relationship. Lil blames Violet for the trouble and fires her from Coyote Ugly. Violet leaves the bar feeling that she has lost everything. She returns to New Jersey for Gloria's wedding. Violet meets Bill at the wedding. He tries to avoid her, but Gloria asks them to click a picture together. She asks him why he's been avoiding her, and he tells her because for the first time in his life he's ashamed of her. At home, as she is opening her door, Kevin calls. It goes to voicemail and she misses it. She goes to Kevin's place and sees him with another girl and leaves without meeting him. Bill is seriously injured when he's hit by a car while working at a toll booth. Violet is terrified that she may lose him. Seeing her father in the hospital, she tells him she wants to move to New Jersey permanently. But Bill notices that Violet is about to abandon her dream. So he then reveals a painful truth about her mother. Bill admits that Violet's mother did not give up singing because she lacked talent or because she truly suffered from stage fright. She stopped pursuing her dream because of Bill's disapproval. Bill had been afraid of losing her, and instead of supporting her, he pushed her away from the life she wanted. Bill realizes that he's been making the same mistake with Violet. He tells her not to let fear destroy her future. Violet returns to New York and gets a job at a restaurant. She continues writing songs whenever she has free time and writes a song, Can't Fight the Moonlight. Lil eventually visits Violet at the restaurant, offering Violet her old job back and admitting that she may have pushed her too hard. Violet and Lil forgive each other, but she doesn't take up the offer. Soon, Violet receives a chance to perform at the Bowery Ballroom. Gloria and Bill are so excited to see her gig being published in the paper. Kevin has sold his place to that girl Violet saw earlier and is planning to move to Chicago. But then, Lil calls Kevin and tells him about her gig. On stage, Violet becomes nervous. She considers running away, but someone turns the lights out. Kevin arrives and reminds her that she once came to New York because she wanted people to hear her songs. And she begins singing in the dark, and she sings beautifully. The lights go back on, and she's killing it on stage. Bill, Gloria, Lil, and the other Coyotes are also in the audience to support her. She is no longer the frightened girl. She is finally performing for herself. 3 months later, Coyote Ugly is filled with music and celebration. LeAnn Rimes performs Violet's song Can't Fight the Moonlight, while Violet joins the Coyotes on top of the bar. She dances confidently, surrounded by the people who helped her become brave. Violet also buys back Kevin's lost comic book and returns it to him. As the bar erupts in celebration, Violet kisses Kevin. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more cool recaps. Comment below and tell me which fun movie you want next. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Bye!